Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. Today we're going to try and crack the Super Fiendish Sudoku that appeared in the Times today. So without further ado, let's have a look at the puzzle. So as usual, what we'll do is we'll make notation in a 3x3 box where a number can only go in one of two positions exactly. So if we look at this central square, it's immediately interesting because we have a 2 and an 8 in row 6, and that's going to force the 2 and the 8 into the central squares, and that allows me to notate like this. So we can immediately know from this that this has to be a 7 just by basic Sudoku rules, and these two squares have to be 4 and 6 in some order, and again therefore because they're the 4 and the 6 can only go in two positions, I can notate that. Let's see where we can go from here. There's quite a lot of interesting geometry in this puzzle. You can immediately see that these particular layouts of numbers are very helpful in terms of allowing us to make notation in a variety of places. We can put all sorts of things in the grid. You can see we can put 5s down in here, 5s up here, 9s into these two positions here, and at the start of any Sudoku puzzle, this first stage of trying to just get as much in the grid as you can based off the information, it's the same with every puzzle. And there is a little bit of luck in terms of whether your eyes happen to fall quickly on the place that's going to help you break into the puzzle. You can see I haven't got there yet. This has to be a 2. There has to be an 8 into one of these two positions. And that allows us to place an 8 here, and you can see the power of the notation immediately. For the earlier work, it allows me to place an 8 here and immediately place the 6 as well. That is useful, and you can see that's going to be even more helpful now. There's two things we can immediately deduce here. The first is that the 6 has to go in one of these two positions, but from the work again we did earlier, we'd locked a 6 into one of these two positions. So in fact, this will have to be a 6, this will have to be a 6, one of these two positions here will be a 6 as well. But also we got this 8 as well, so if we look at the way the 8s are going to resolve themselves, I'm going to be able to place an 8 here, and the moment I place an 8 here, I can place a 2 here and a 5 here, because again we know that this 2 and this 5 can only go in one of two positions. So once I rule out one of those positions, I'm able to immediately write in those extra numbers as well. So that allows me to, by simple Sudoku rules, to place an 8 here, a 5 here, a 5 here, and a 5 here. We must always try and remember to keep track of the numbers that we've used as well, because it's very easy when you get a flurry of numbers into the grid to lose track and not make full use of the numbers that you've just got. So do try and keep track of them. You can see that this square now is almost filled, so I'm able to place the two 4s here, and then we have this number is forced to be a 1 because we need a 1 in column 7 somewhere. And that allows us to put in down here pencil marked 1s. So what do we need here? 3, 4 and 9. You can see, therefore I can place the 4 here. 3 and the 9 are not quite resolvable yet, but let's put them in. Place 4s into these two positions, and there's a 4 somewhere along this line here, but you can see that we have no 4s up here and no 4s here yet, so we can't determine which of these cells is a 4, and because there are 3 places that a 4 can go, I'm not going to put in any notation there. Has to be 1 in one of these two positions. And a 7 in one of those two positions. And then you can see that we have a 5 here and a 5 here, so, and a 5 here. So we can actually identify a double in row 7 here on these 5s and 8s. And that might be helpful. Let's just see. 5, 7, 8, 9. And annoyingly, I was looking to see whether one of these 4 numbers would then allow us to pencil mark these 2 squares, but we actually have the same numbers now, 5, 7, 8, and 9, in column 5 as we have identified in this block, so we can't make any further progress from that. But we can, if we scan row 9 now, you can see this 6 now has become important, because I can now pencil mark 6s into these 2 positions, and that's going to resolve these 2 squares here. So that's going to give me a 6 and 4, and look, immediately just using this 6 here and the fact that we have 2 6s here, I can place a 6 here. That's going to immediately give me this 5. It's going to resolve the 6 into these 2 positions. The 5 is going to resolve the 5 and 8 combination down here, which resolves the 8 and the 2. See, let's just make sure that we don't miss a pencil mark here, so we can place 2s into one of these 2 positions, and we can use this 4. So we now have 4, 4. The 4 here is going to immediately allow me to place a 3 again and resolve the 4 and the 9. This 3 now is forced into this cell here, and you can see just an absolute flurry of activity of the result of that one deduction in the middle there. And probably we shouldn't stop here. We have a 4 here and a 4 here, so this has to be a 4. And that again allows us to immediately place the 1 and the 9. We need a 1 there, therefore this is a 6, and this is a 2. That resolves the 2 up here. We can place the 1 and the 1 here. Again, there's nothing clever about what I've done there. All I've done is used the information inherent in the pencil marks. And for these Super Fiendish puzzles, almost all of them that we've solved so far, you can do just with this method. The diabolical puzzles that we've looked at, the Daily Telegraph publishes, they are harder, and often you need to use, there'll be a difficult trick at the end of those, that this method of notation might not get you over that hurdle. But for these Super Fiendish puzzles, I genuinely believe you can crack all of them, or almost all of them, just by using this method diligently. As you can see here, we have 2. I shouldn't talk so much while I'm trying to solve, because I lose my train of thought. So what does this have to be? 4, I think. Yeah. Let's remove the 4 from here. 3 in one of these 2 positions. This has got to be 3 or 7, therefore. You can see we have a 3 down here. So this is 7, this is 7, this is 3. 3, 4 and 9 to place along here. You know, for good order, we'll do the pencil marks. You can see the fact this has to be a 3, this has to be a 9, this has to be a 4, 4, and a 7, and therefore this has to be a 9. So, quick run through there. I hope useful, and we'll see you again for another edition of Cracking the Cryptic very soon. If these are helpful, please do subscribe to the channel and leave us some comments. We do really enjoy and appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.